Today, Sir Brian Leveson has published part 1 of his independent review into the criminal courts, which the Lord Chancellor commissioned last December. As always, these big moments prompt big debate and large amounts of media coverage, and so often every man and his dog suddenly becomes experts in a field they had no knowledge of 24 hours prior. But this is the world that we live in now. And as the Chief Executive of We Are Survivors, now the largest male victim and survivor organisation in the UK, I am more than aware of the backlogs in the Crown Courts and the impact that that has on survivors. I asked my colleague Sam to look into our data that we gathered from the work our ISVA team does in supporting male survivors through the system. And he's just found that for the men and boys who have had their trial end in the last financial year, our lads waited on average 881 days from the charging date to completion. And that doesn't even take into account the length of time it takes for him from reporting the harm to there being a charging decision, which can be lengthy in itself. Whilst 881 days is the average, the longest time was 1,073 days. That's 3 years. We know that investigations can take easily up to and over 12 months. So that means in total, the report to completion in court journey can easily be 5 years. We can also evidence that trials can be postponed, and on average, they're not being relisted for 45 weeks. As a survivor myself, the idea that my fellow male survivors can be stuck in this system for 5-6 years makes me so angry, especially when research tells us that male survivors take on average in excess of 20 years to speak out. And then when they do speak out and they choose to go through the criminal justice system, they're stuck for up to 5+ years. We've got to change something. We've got to change the way we do these things. Surely there's not a single person that thinks that this is okay. So whilst the 45 recommendations that Sir Brian Leveson has recommended are debated, they're reviewed, they're looked at, I ask every single person who is in a position of power and influence not to forget that although us male survivors are lost in the consciousness due to us being described as victims of violence against women and girls, we're here, we're male survivors, and we're waiting far too long, and we need to see change happen. I completely agree. Radical change is where it's at, and we're here for it, and I commit to supporting government and decision makers in making change. But we can't keep talking about the change that we need. We need to make it. We need to do something. Some things have got to happen now. So thanks for listening. To all the male survivors out there, please don't despair. Support is here for you. As you go through this system, or as you choose not to, all you need to do is go to www.wearesurvivors.org.uk, where you'll find a wealth of information and a wealth of knowledge from survivors, by survivors, for survivors. Take care.